today. So every day we start fresh because we can't affect the past, but we damn sure can make a difference today.
Welcome to episode 96 of Shop Talk. It's Carrie,
And Jennifer.
and we are back. We are going to rank our top 10 favorite cold opens from The Rookie. We've got a few from almost every season of the show, but featuring a bunch of, different characters. Um, we do have like a couple pieces of news because, like Jennifer predicted, as soon as we stopped recording last week, literally the
Yeah.
next day, casting news was confirmed. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
To be fair, we
that's
did
wild.
record early.
Yeah,
So like we probably would have caught it, but we
but
recorded
still,
early and then it came down. So
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So Danielle Campbell is joining The Rookie season 6 in a guest arc, including her first appearance in the premiere episode as a psychiatrist named Blair, who's brought in to help the LAPD officers. So that's
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah.
And then a fun fact, Danielle first alluded to her recurring guest spot on Kayla Ewell's podcast, and
Mhm.
Kayla actually guested on The Rookie in season 4 as Sabrina Fowler, that hot suspect actress who's like stuck to Wesley like glue and wouldn't leave Gray alone either.
Yeah, she was the
So,
one that like literally kept like flirting with Gray and like
yeah,
literally Angela was like, this girl is so crazy.
yeah.
So,
No, that's cool. I'm excited to see what they do with her arc
hmm.
because like I'm wondering if it'll be like the entire season, only half of it. I mean,
No.
it's already a shortened season anyway.
Hmm.
So I would assume that like they're gonna kind of make it like a whole
Hmm.
season arc, but who
Yeah.
knows? So
I'm just glad that they're actually gonna like have a psychiatrist or like
hmm
have like a, mental health like,
yeah,
storyline. Not that they haven't before, but just like in an explicit way of like
right.
actually dealing with it like
And
on
to like
screen.
have someone like helping the officers, like I would assume she's like gonna be there at the station.
Hmm.
So it would be interesting too to like see if like it does well enough and then they end up like bringing like that character on full time, you know?
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I mean, obviously everyone's already seen it, but Eric finally like hit a million followers on TikTok, and so he posted the video with Melissa over the weekend. So that was fun because it was like, well, I'm not familiar with the like audio itself, but it's like an Uber driver like
Yeah.
skit or something, which is ironic and funny because he was paying for Melissa's Ubers when he hit her car. So it's
Yeah.
fitting. Um,
I
yeah.
don't know, I'm not on TikTok a lot, so I like saw the video on Twitter and I didn't realize that it was because he hit 1 million followers. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm. Well, that and they like the caption. Oh my God, the caption killed me though, because he was like, "This is what it's like trying to get Melissa to be on TikTok."
Yeah, because everyone
Mm.
was like, okay, when is Melissa gonna film the TikTok? Like she's always filming for
Yeah.
him. People
Hmm.
were alluding, and then it was like, when is she gonna be in front of the camera?
Yeah.
So it was funny. Kind of like a
Hmm.
good like homage to the fans.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we don't really have any other news. I hope soon we get like episode descriptions, promo photos, like just
Hmm.
anything, any
Yeah.
semblance. We need a promo, like something.
Hmm.
So, um, wait, did we share last week that Jenna Dewan announced she's pregnant?
Oh no, we did not.
I
Oh yeah,
wonder
she's
what they'll do with that. Like if they'll write it into the show, like they have with Makia's and Alyssa's.
yeah, I don't know. It's
I
just
saw
like kind
someone
of crazy
say,
though that it's like
yeah,
three actresses
yeah,
have like been pregnant
yeah,
either like on, I mean, on screen or off,
yeah.
possibly
I
in
did
Jenna's
see
case.
someone say on Twitter that like it would be fun to see them kind of like hide, like figure out how to hide this,
Hmm.
like do fun things to like try and hide it.
Yeah.
Um, I could see them doing that, but I don't know.
Because
I
she's
don't
not like
know.
in a profession where they carry, like boxes.
Right. Like,
or
I don't know
like,
how they would hide it. I guess maybe just make her turnout gear bigger.
yeah, or like have her carry a like wrapped up hose or something, like in her
Yeah.
firefighter
She's already kind of like
form.
got a bump, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
It would
know.
be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking back because I was rewatching episodes for these cold opens, and I was like, wasn't there a storyline where Sarah Shahi's character like
Yeah,
thought
she,
she would be pregnant and then
yeah.
like kind of freaked Nolan out and he was like, I'm not ready to be a dad.
Yeah,
Like I
because
wonder if
he,
they would kind of revisit like that
oh,
storyline or something
yeah,
with all of this if they choose to write it in. I don't know.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah. And someone else was like, it's so weird. It's so crazy that like all of the like brides or
Hmm.
like engaged couples have also been pregnant when they like get
Yeah.
married on the show. I was like, that's so true though.
Hmm.
I feel like it's probably just the way that it like falls though, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
But it is
Yeah.
very true. It's so like
Hmm.
it's crazy to think that, but
I mean, especially, I'm just obviously like we won't see Jenna's like as definitely not as much because she,
yeah.
like they've already filmed presumably already filmed like the wedding stuff
Yeah.
before she made her announcement. So,
Yeah.
but that's exciting
It is. I'm happy for
for
her
her.
and Steve and the little family.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. So anyway, we'll get into the cold opens now. We'll give a kind of a synopsis of the ones that we're talking about. Um, so the first one that we're going to talk about, or one of the ones that we're going to talk about, is Daddy Cop, which was episode 513. And this one was pretty iconic. I feel like a lot of us remember it not only because it was last season, but also just because of Daddy Cop.
Hmm.
Because I remember when the episode description came out, we all thought it would be about Tim,
Hmm.
and it wasn't.
Nope.
At least, well, the cold open was the title of the episode. So,
Yes.
John and Selena make a traffic stop, and there's a van playing in a garage right outside the house that they stopped at, which is Xander Holly, Alexi's
Yes.
son. But the band is singing all these lyrics about them as cops, arrest me, but make it sexy. And even Selena starts singing it at the very end, of the scene because, as she says, it's catchy. So
Yeah.
that's one of them.
Hmm. Yeah. Another one we're gonna mention is the bees in the car. This happened in season two, episode three, the bet. It was a lot of these actually kind of happen when they pull someone over in a car,
Yeah.
to be honest. But it's John and Angela pull over a car on a traffic stop, but the driver doesn't want to get out because of the bees, unbeknownst to them. But then they order him to get out, and he does, and then the bees get out. So they
Hmm.
get attacked by the bees as the driver runs off. So,
Yeah.
and then they run back to the shop.
Yeah.
So,
And then we also decided to cover the 214 cold open. We decided on like a couple of these just so that we weren't like we were referencing like a small part of the show,
mhm,
or a small like group of them because there's so many good ones. But 214 was Nolan and Nyla at the gender reveal in casualties. And the bomb trained dog spotted something at a house, so John and Nyla were called. Someone else was videoing all of it and showed when they went inside and a glitter bomb exploded twice. One blue, and then we find out one is pink because when, as they say, when Gray's watching the YouTube video of them, that the couple were having twins, a boy and a girl. So
mhm.
yeah.
And then obviously we can't not talk about the Kelly Clarkson cameo from 512 Death Notice. And that one's the one, everyone's getting on the elevator and it happens to be the one she's already on. And she kind of like starts to ask what happened because everyone is like dirty and like ridiculously, like messy from their day.
Hmm.
And Angela and Nyla are the only ones that aren't. And they kind of smile and look at each other and explain that they're detectives. So that's why they're not,
Yeah.
covered in dirt and grime like everyone else.
Yeah. That was a good cold open.
Hmm.
Um, and then we've got John and Selena searching the guy with a multitude of weapons on him, slash the tiger, in 506 The Reckoning. So yeah, so they've stopped a guy who had knives on his person, multiple in fact, and then his trunk starts growling, and lo and behold, it's a tiger in the trunk. Yeah,
Yep,
so that was a good one.
pretty
It
much.
was, I feel like it was a good one to see Nolan and Selena in. Like
Yeah.
Selena had only been there for a couple of episodes, like three,
Hmm.
I think. So it was
Yeah.
nice to kind of see her like in a
Hmm.
comedic way. I mean, the
Yeah.
entire
Which
show
made
was
sense because she
comedic,
was
but
like, does this always happen?
yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
"Eh," like
yeah.
kind of, but also not really. But also it only seems like no one gets like the most extreme
Yeah. Yeah,
ones.
Nolan somehow always gets in trouble. He always finds a way to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's
So,
just the Nolan way. I love that
mhm.
though.
Yeah. And then we also had the 113 Welcome to Midnight, the midnight shift for Lucy in caught stealing, and Lucy and Tim are on the late night shift, and she thinks she sees a man in a gas mask and like suit standing out on the street that they're stopped on. She thinks she's seeing things, but then because like he disappears for a second and then he reappears and she tells Tim, and they get out of their shop to investigate, and the man like runs into a nearby wooded area, and Lucy like chases him, telling him to remove the mask, and as he does, like a bright, like white light shines, and it's like revealed she actually had
Hmm.
fallen asleep during her shift. So it was like a dream, and the light's coming from the officers, and Tim has a
Like a
megaphone.
yeah.
Yeah, and is like, welcome to midnight, Officer Chen. So, yeah, so there's a bunch of people like welcoming her to the
Yeah.
midnight shift, and of course Tim taking the photo. Um,
Yeah.
and I just thought it was so funny because the music like literally playing over it as Lucy's like, no, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to talk about 207, the cold open from that, which the episode was titled Safety. This is the one where Tim's watching the game and stopping the crime at the same time, or
Mhm.
not at the same time, but like in the same
Yeah,
like
like
5 to 10
subsequently,
minutes.
pretty much.
So Tim's watching the LA Rams football game when the game on TV, and the game's interrupted because of a high-speed chase going on. And he's frustrated and then realizes it's actually coming onto his street. So he quickly grabs his stuff, gets in his truck, backs out of the driveway, and stops the driver in the tracks. All while not getting out of the truck, he orders the driver out of the car, asks the patrolman if they've got him, which they do. And so he pulls back into his driveway, like kind of pissed off looking, to watch the remainder of the game. Which like I feel like him getting so excited about that football game and just like hyping it up like that was like Chenford fans
Yeah.
when we saw Chenford like actually getting together.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah. And then
definitely.
like maybe getting mad was like if they cut over to a different scene or like things just didn't go the right way, like
Yeah.
I feel like that was just very rookie fans, like
Hmm.
it was an homage to them. So
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well, that and then like Eric's a big like Rams
football
fan
guy. Yeah.
anyway. Yeah. Um, and we're also gonna talk about Lucy's American Idol audition. That was in 2016, the overnight. Um, and that's when her and Tim arrest a guy for um having drugs on him, and as they're taking him out of the backstage area, he says he forgot his backpack, and Lucy goes to get it. And when she gets the bag, she's mistaken for a contestant that's, going on to American Idol, and is literally kind of like pushed out to the audition stage with the judges. But she, ends up singing for them and they're blown away. But then before they can even really say anything else, she has to go because Tim is,
Yeah.
wondering where the heck she is. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we've got Lucy's first UC operate op. And that was in 314, titled Threshold. We see Lucy prep for her first undercover mission with Nyla. It's like a voiceover style as they're talking. We see each step of the process play out on screen, including Lucy waiting around in her hotel room for contacts. So Yeah, that was a good
Hmm.
cold open for
Yeah.
sure. I feel like
Hmm.
it was a good way to end the season too. Like a good way to start the end of the season, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
So,
It was a good, yeah, opening for the last episode.
yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, we have John and Talia in the escape room, which I, for whatever reason, thought this was way later in season one, but it wasn't. It was like the midpoint of 108, which was time of death. And John and Talia are chasing a suspect, and they actually end up chasing him into a like medieval themed room,
Hmm.
and now they're all essentially trapped in this escape room. And so they begrudgingly work with the suspect to get out and like have to decipher clues and all this and
Yeah.
like to get, the key to unlock the door. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I like forgot about that cold open. Like you had mentioned it and I was like, wait, what? A
Well, because people
escape
actually
room?
like responded to the little question thing that I
Yeah.
put, which I was so happy about because we like didn't have many other ideas aside from the ones that we'd already talked about. So I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that one. Because I remember
Yeah.
like the guy goes to like high five Talia like when he's handcuffed and she's like, no, like put
Yeah.
your hands down, and then just like proceeds to, go back into her
Yeah.
police mode. So
It was
yeah.
good. It was a good cold open.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off with the first one?
Oh, sure. For mine, yes, my my number one pick is the uh glitter from the gender reveal, so 214. And
And
I
that's
just,
the best one, right?
yeah,
And like in your opinion, yeah.
yeah, like yeah, first is like best, yeah. Um, yeah, I just can't say enough like good things about it.
Yeah.
It's just so, I mean, just the way that they like deliver their lines too, just like deadpan, like
Hmm.
they're having twins. Pause.
Yeah.
Boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Another pause. And then like just and then Gray laughing too. And
Yeah.
just shaking his head. I was like, yep, that's me. Like I just oh, it was just so funny.
I feel like you would also be Nyla in that situation too. Like
Oh,
you
I
would just
so
be like
would.
so over it.
I so would. I mean, like yeah, mhm.
Yeah.
But also I just like have to know like how if it was actually like tricky for them to like get glitter out of their like hair and stuff because
Yeah.
they had like glitter like all over them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because it kind of almost looked like a smoke bomb too or whatever.
hmm,
But then it
yeah.
was also glitter. So
Hmm.
yeah, it had to have been like a combination of things.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
My first one was the Kelly Clarkson cameo. Like
Fair.
it was just if it's not the first one, then it's definitely in my top three, but it's definitely like it's I mean my top three easily could be like switched out. At least my top two, but top three for sure. But I just loved how like it included everyone and was
Hmm.
like in a central location for everyone. Like I
Hmm.
don't know, you saw them come in at different times, like with all different looks on their faces. Some like recognized Kelly, some didn't.
Hmm.
And then like they were just looking like they were in different situations in a way. Like some like had this powder looking stuff on them, some were like in dirt. Um, it was funny. And then we had like no context as to why.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and then I loved how like no one like it really acknowledges Kelly until Lucy is actually like, I love your songs. And I remember thinking when we were watching it, like, oh my God, this is so cute because it's like American Idol winner, like for each country or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
just everyone looks like they've been through it. And then you have Angela and Nyla who come in and they're like, we're detectives, and then like they fist bump and Tim
Hmm.
rolls his eyes and Lucy like smiles to Kelly. So it's just like, aw. Um, but I was watching this like five times over, and I was like, why did Aaron and Greg come in after John and Selena, but they both got behind John and Selena in the elevator? Like to me, it was just kind of weird. And I was like, maybe that's like positioning, like for the
Yeah, well, I was
scene.
gonna say like tall, like
Because Richard's
taller and
taller.
shorter. I don't, or
And I
slightly.
guess And I guess True is too, but then at one point, like I think towards the end of the cold open, like Selena was blocked by Melissa anyway,
Hmm.
and like Alyssa. So it was just kind of like, okay, but yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, 512 is definitely one of my faves.
Hmm. My second one would be the football one. I don't, apparently it just is because like people, the characters are like me when they get frustrated because Tim's like, like sigh and then just like going out, like finishing the task and then just like come
Yeah,
and not until he's like actually inside his house does he proceed to like, be happy again about
yeah.
things. It's just like me. If I have to do something, I'm just like, okay, I'm doing it. Okay, it's da 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 da, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, I'm done. Okay, good. I can, like be, normal again. So, but I don't know. It's just like that, and it's just like, I mean, he was at, like jeans and a jersey, and then he's just like, okay, I'm gonna like just back out the truck,
right.
draw the weapon. Got it. Okay, go back it. Like it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Um, yeah, no, that one was good. I would say my second one was Lucy's first undercover operation. Like her like prepping for it. Because in 314, like it was definitely the start of Lucy's undercover time. Um, and I feel like it just really set the episode and storyline up well. It was great to have that voiceover from Nyla, seeing Lucy like really get into the undercover work. And it was just, I don't know, I liked seeing Nyla and Lucy like interacting, Nyla kind of giving her tips. And I feel like in some shows we don't get to see the cop like preparing to go undercover a lot. So it was nice to see that in this aspect. So
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, I don't even know, like some of these I can't even remember like why I ranked them how I did.
Yeah.
But I mean, probably I ranked the 513, the Daddy Cop song. Just because I mean it was catchy. Like it was
Yeah.
stuck in my head the rest of the episode. I remember when I watched it live. Um, and just, I mean, like, because every single time, like, Nolan would be like, okay, knock it off, and then like turn around, there would be like one more note, or like,
Mm-hmm.
one more bar was someone sang. So it was like
Yeah.
just the sheer uh annoyance made
Mm-hmm.
it funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My third one is 113. The one with Lucy falling asleep on the midnight shift. I don't know. I just feel like towards the end of this one, like it really showed Chenford's dynamic. And it was funny to start seeing like the pictures of each other being taken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like it showed their dynamic. Like even before she supposedly like fell asleep,
Hmm.
Tim was like, I told you to take a nap. Like,
Yeah.
there's only a couple of ways to do this.
Hmm.
And yeah, I feel like that showed Chenford's dynamic, even
Yeah.
back in season one.
Hmm. Yeah. My fourth one was Lucy's UC operation, just because I just liked the variation. Like we got to see her what she does when she's bored, what she does to actually like, prep for it, like what, just kind of how she is.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like she's doing work, but it's like outside of the division, like outside
Yeah,
of her normal environment. And so
yeah. Well,
I think just liked that
yeah.
too.
Well, and even Nyla was like, if you see a minor like infraction happen or whatever, like you can't engage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Hmm.
definitely interesting to see how Lucy would handle that.
Yeah.
My like fourth one was Daddy Cop. And there were a couple of these that I was like, I'm not really sure like in what order to put them because they're all kind of like to me the same. Like 1 through 3 was like my top favorites, and then like the
Hmm.
bottom was kind of like okay, like it's fine.
Yeah. I just
but
had like top two, and then I was like, I
yeah.
don't really know about the rest.
Yeah. Like I just kind of just put these in like
Hmm.
okay in a slight order of like okay that one I liked a little bit better than that one. But
Hmm.
yeah, Daddy Cop was my fourth. It was funny and part of me like wondered if the song was like ad-libbed during the episode or if it was written beforehand. And I feel like it was written beforehand.
I mean, it
Because
had to have because like it was an
right?
original like,
Xander
song.
song,
Yeah,
yeah.
like post it. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just but then like part of me while I was watching it, I was like, was this ad-libbed though? Like, because I could see how some of it would be, but then I was
Hmm.
like, maybe it was at the time. And
Yeah.
then they just like kept rehearsing it so much that like,
Hmm.
there were more
Yeah.
lyrics written to it, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And I loved how the guy was like, let me press the button now. And like
Hmm.
it was just so it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love when they do the comedic openings and I like when they like balance it out with the dramatic ones, but the comedic ones I feel like set the tone for the episode and you're just like, this is gonna be a good episode. Like
Hmm.
they definitely balance it out really nice. So
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, let's see, I'm like literally counting one, two, five. I think we have the same fifth one.
yeah, we have a couple of the same ones.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Which is interesting.
yeah, it is. Um, so I had said 216, Lucy's American Idol audition. I think it was just honestly because like well, okay, I know why this was the first episode that I actually watched like live on
Okay.
TV, so that was kind of like I just remember just like that moment so vividly.
Hmm.
That and I had never actually heard Melissa sing. I mean, I had,
Yeah.
known that she was on Canadian Idol. Um, just like doing my, who's Melissa? Like what is she, what else has she been in type of thing when I had started watching The
Hmm.
Rookie in 2020. And but yeah, I had never actually heard any like clips of her singing. And
Yeah.
it's just like, whoa, like no wonder she, won Canadian Idol. Like,
Yeah.
holy moly. So yeah.
Yeah. My fifth one is the same one. And when I was watching it, because I hadn't seen it in a while, I was thinking, I was like, I thought that she like wasn't good. Like they like purposely made her bad in this scene. And then I remembered and I was like, no, I was watching like the Rookie parody like video or whatever on
Oh,
YouTube. And they
yeah.
kind of like not made fun of it, but parodied it
Hmm.
with like a different voice or whatever. So I was kind of confused and then I was watching it again and I was like, no, like she's really good. And then just the way that Tim's like, Boot, where are you? And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta go. And they're like, but you got the ticket. It was just
Yeah.
funny. It's probably one of the most chaotic cold opens that there is. I
Hmm.
mean, I feel like I had nothing to do with the episode, like as a
Yeah.
whole. And I honestly, like even watching it this time around, I didn't realize that they were there to, I knew that they were there to arrest a guy, but I didn't know why.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it was definitely fun to see, and I liked the network show like crossovers. Like
Yeah.
it was fun.
Hmm. Well, I
Even like
remember
Ryan Seacrest, like they had everyone there.
yeah. Well, I can't remember like where I read it or if I heard it somewhere. I can't remember if it was in like Eric and Melissa's like Instagram live from that like around that time in 2020 or not, but like it was like a last minute thing to like do the
Okay.
crossover with like American Idol.
Yeah.
And like they like still had to get like releases for some people. It was kind of chaotic as
Yeah.
it like was on screen. So I feel like that kind of just added to the effect of, oh, this really isn't part of the episode at all, but we're gonna
Yeah.
put it somewhere.
I feel like it was
So,
probably also done to like help promote like American Idol starting or
mhm,
something. Yeah. But it made me want more clips of Melissa singing, like on the
mhm,
show, literally anything.
yeah,
Um, and then just like Tim, like looking for her was great, and his head
mhm,
roll, like that too added to the Jennifer dynamic.
mhm,
And that was after 211,
yeah,
so yeah.
mhm,
And then it also because we should have said this in the news, or I should have. The Rookie cast has been like on point with releasing like behind the scenes content. Like
oh, yes.
literally everyone.
Mhm,
Um And it
Especially like
makes
Makia
me,
and Alyssa, who like don't
yes,
normally post
yeah.
as
And it makes
often.
me so excited. Like I'm so looking forward to the season.
Mhm,
But like we just saw Dylan on set, what was it, yesterday or the day before or something?
mhm,
And like her and Melissa were just like sitting there, like looking at lines or whatever. And like, can we get something of them like singing or just
mhm.
like messing around and like singing or something? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but
They gotta bring
I
back karaoke because like Lucy and
please.
Jackson did it in the pilot episode.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I could see Lucy and Tamara like going out one night for karaoke and just like chilling, having dinner, like something like that, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but then I was watching more of this episode, so I was like, okay, what all happened in this? And that's the one where they gave blood.
Hmm.
And John like hinted at something being kind of like, or it hinted at something being up with Henry later in
Hmm.
episode in season 3, because he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, like Henry was born with this blood thing and like he's fine now or whatever. And it was just like cut to season 3 and he's not.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Then you got Gray being comedic in that
yeah.
scene too, with the juice box and
I
the
just succumb to gravity.
yeah,
Like,
like that's also
yeah.
that's also my favorite.
We got some good gray memes out of that.
Oh
I mean,
yes,
really, the guy is a meme king, but
that's so true.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, yeah. For my sixth one, it was the 203, which I didn't. Some of these I like thought they were way earlier. Like I had originally like put this in season one for whatever reason. But it was not. It was 203. When John and Angela stopped the guy with the bees in the car.
Oh yeah.
There's just something about it, like just the way that like you hear the buzzing as soon
Hmm.
as the doors open, and then it's just like they're just swatting around, like you know, like trying not to get stung, and then John's like, "What do we do? Do we go after him, or like what's going on now?" And then you just
Yeah.
have to like not give up, but I mean like duck and run for cover to get
Yeah.
back in the shop so they can get away from the bees. And yeah, they've had quite a few like animal um like
Yeah.
happenings on the Rookie as well.
Yeah. They
A
have.
couple in the cold opens, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. But yeah.
Which I would think that would be expensive for the cold open. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. To have
Yes.
like a tiger on
Yeah.
set. I mean, I guess they probably just used to the sound of a tiger, but and same
Hmm.
with the bees, but we did
Yeah.
kind of see the bees. We saw something like flying around, so
Hmm.
they probably have it all into TV magic, like working in there. So,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
my next one was the glitter and gender reveal in 214. Um, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was funny. I loved how they incorporated a bystander filming the whole thing on their phone and
Hmm.
Nyla like acknowledging it because I feel like that's a pretty common thing for
Hmm.
like to happen on a police scene. And I feel like some shows do like mention it and bring it up, but not all of them do. So it was nice to see that. And I liked how it was Nyla acknowledging it. And then I loved how we like see them go in, things go sideways, and then we just like cut to Gray and he's
Yeah.
finding out it was twins and Nyla's bluntness when she mentions it. It was just funny. And like that was, I mean, that was like 10 episodes or something after Nyla had gotten here. So like we knew about her and we knew her sassiness, but I feel like it just like added to her dynamic there. So
Hmm.
yeah.
My next one was the Welcome to Midnight from 113. I liked it I mean, because they are so opposite in how they, even how they prepare for for
Yeah.
midnight shifts, or, a lack thereof. And so I just thought it was like fun to see that. I mean, like I remember the first time I watched this, I was so confused. Like even after
Yeah.
like the bright light, light came on, I was like,
Yeah.
I was still so confused as to why they were all gathered there. I'm like, don't you guys have things to do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but it was still fun. Like, I still liked it.
I was confused watching it now because I'm like, wait, so her talking to Tim, is that during the dream? Is that before? Like, I
I mean, I
just,
think that was before, but like then
yeah.
like I feel like them actually like getting out of the shop and like moving about was like I yeah,
Was
I
just
don't
part
know.
of the dream
I
sequence. Like, I don't, it still is
yeah,
kind of fuzzy to me in a way.
yeah. But yeah, still a good one.
Yeah. I would say my next one was Tim watching football and stopping the crime. Because that's me watching the Chiefs lately, even though I know absolutely nothing about football. But it was definitely a boss move for him to like get in the truck, stop the car chase right then and there. And then just like the way that he commanded the scene, all while not getting out of the truck, like
Mhm.
it was good. And yeah, I don't know. I just loved how like he put a seatbelt on, even though he literally wasn't going anywhere. But like safety first, like you never
Yeah,
know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
I mean that car could have still hit him. And then he just like goes back to the game, starts
Mhm.
cheering like nothing ever happened. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Too good.
Mm-hmm.
The next one for me was the Kelly Clarkson cameo. I enjoy anytime that there's a celebrity on the
Yeah.
rookie. They've had like quite a few actually. Um,
Yeah.
like
Mario
even just in terms of
Lopez,
like,
Joel McHale.
well, yeah, but like even just in terms of like playing themselves, like they had
Yeah.
like Will I Am like was himself in season
Yeah.
one. And then we have Kelly Clarkson's just,
Mark
herself.
Cuban was one,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, Mark Cuban, yeah, in I think that was season two premiere, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like I don't know, I just like that they continue this tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the fact that like, she had the rookie cast on before, like previously, and then like she,
Yeah.
had the behind the scenes like on her talk show
Mm-hmm.
of it too, which was cool. And yeah, just like I don't know. It was just yeah, there's just something about seeing celebrities, even if they're just playing themselves. Like I just
Yeah.
think it's so fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, we did get everyone, like Selena
Yeah.
and Aaron included, in the scene.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't gotten many cold opens where it includes everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially
if
since we didn't
anything,
get the
that's
one for
probably the first
402.
one, right? What?
Yeah. I said especially since we didn't get the one for 402.
Yeah. Assuming that one was a cold open.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I ever told you my theory on that, but I feel like that
Mhm.
was, and I don't think it is because I would have thought that Angela and Wesley would have been married before they had the baby. But part of me was like, maybe that's when Angela and Wesley got married because that looks like it could be like a courthouse in that
Yeah.
scene. Um, and like everyone was there, some were kind of dressed up. But then I
Yeah.
was like, but they would have had the baby after they would have gotten married. Like, right? I don't know. We don't know the timeline, but I'm still stuck on that scene and I'm still bitter. I will for always forever be bitter that we did not get that scene because I feel like we should have.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so um my next one was the bees in the car from 203. It was funny, it was good. I liked it, but I don't know. I didn't catch it until this time when I was watching it, but like how Nolan ran away was hilarious because
Yeah.
he's just like I don't know. It was just like if you could meme that, like that would be
Yeah.
hilarious. Um
I mean, honestly, it's kind of the same type of like run or like steps that he had with the like carrying out the bomb like
yeah,
from
yeah,
season four, I think that was.
yeah,
Like when you memed that, that's like what it
yeah,
reminded me of was like that similar kind of like stance or movement.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
even just like a gift for the Monday mood, I'm just like, yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
But then even Angela's run, like that was
Hmm.
good too. So,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a blink and you miss it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one was good. I
Hmm.
know. lower down on my list, but it was still funny. Liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Um, oh, both of our next ones are
Hmm.
the same.
You changed it like right before
I
we started
know, I
recording. I
did.
tried not to look at yours,
I know, I
but
did. Well,
yeah,
because like I had like just rewatched those last two like before I
yeah,
hopped on here because those were the two that I like could not remember
yeah,
as well for the life of me. And it just like sealed the deal for me when the guy went to go high five Talia and she was like, no,
yeah,
like not having it.
yeah.
So again, just the sassy like moments I really like. Um, but
Well, and it
yeah,
didn't help that when I described the John and Selena one, I literally just said John and Selena. I'm
that's true.
sorry.
You did.
You
Yeah.
know, like, and we were kind of like question mark.
Yeah. I was like, which like what one?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it was still like I said, it was still funny. Um, I just don't like it probably would have been funnier had I really understood what escape. I mean, I know what an escape room is, but I've never
Mhm.
actually been to one myself. I don't really understand anything about medieval times unless you're talking about like in terms of how it's represented in literature.
Yeah.
So it was just like I don't know, just like I kind of was a little bit more detached from it. Um, but it was still fun. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was the same. I don't know. I loved how like John was so excited about it and
mhm,
like hyped up for it. And then Talia was like, oh my God, like we're not doing this. And then at like some point she ends up getting into it and like they end up figuring things out. Like the suspect even gets into it. And yeah, like you said, like she goes to like high five the suspect and then is sassy with him and she's like, no, you're arrested. Like
yeah,
it's too good. Like I said, I didn't remember it, but watching it again, I was like, this one was a good cold open for season one. It's only one, oh no, it's not the only one from season one that we covered. We covered one from like every season except season four, right?
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, it was
mhm,
good.
yeah. Um, and then last but not least, the as we so aptly put it, the John and Selena one. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it was just funny. It was so funny and like
Hmm.
I don't know, but like just the fact, I mean, kind of like what you had said, like we just hear the like, growling, like not that every show has to have a assumed tiger
Right.
like actually be in the trunk of a car to like
Yeah.
have that effect. But still I was just like more um I don't know what the word is, like their reactions to it just like after the fact were like
Yeah.
what I liked a little bit more about it than like the full scene itself. It
Yeah.
was still good.
Yeah. And I think I said it too, like, I feel like this was Selena's first cold open. Because I watched a couple of other season five ones, like, after the episode that she got there. And she might have been in, like, another cold open, but I feel like this was the first one that, like, she was, like, predominantly featured in. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it was funny and, like, memorable for me, but yeah, it fell towards the bottom of my list. Um, I thought it was interesting to see all the different knives and weapons this guy had. And like he could
Oh no.
like explain it
Yeah.
for everything.
Hmm.
And then yeah, just her being like, there's something in the trunk that's growling. Like she was just like you said, she was like, does this happen like all the time?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I can't wait to see more like cold opens in season six and what they come up
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
because I feel like we haven't had two of the same
Yeah.
type of cold opens. Like we haven't had two that are pretty similar, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I want
yeah.
like more of like Lopez in a cold open
Yes.
or something.
Yes.
Well, because
Oh
I
my
was
God,
thinking, I
can
was
we?
like, because Wesley wasn't in the elevator one with Kelly Clarkson, was he?
No.
Right? So, like, yeah, like
And
more
and I
Wesley.
feel like they could have got him in there somehow. And same with Bailey, actually.
Oh, right.
They
Yeah.
probably could have. Like, let's be real. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure he would have been at the hospital, and so would
Mhm.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, wasn't there one though with him and Angela and baby Jack or something?
Oh
Like
gosh, was
season
there?
4,
There probably was.
where
We
like they
probably could
can't
have
get him to
included
calm
it.
down or something.
Maybe.
I feel like there was.
Oh, was that the one
But
where they like fell on the couch together and they were just like so exhausted? They were like, "Oh God, is it over yet?"
maybe. And then baby Jack like woke up or something.
Yeah.
Because that was the episode then that they fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
They might have been like that one might have been the murder boarding one when they were
Mm.
like when they first found out about Aaron.
Hmm. Probably
Um,
was.
but even then we need more cold opens with Wesley, please.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would love to see like Wesley and James like wrangling the kids or something in a cold open. Like
Yeah.
just make it chaotic as shit and just
Yeah.
like just
Or like,
do it.
yeah, well, like since Wesley was like the, Mr. Fix It or whatever, like he and
Yes.
James could like try to baby proof the house the
Yeah.
houses.
Oh my God, please.
Oh,
Yeah, even if they can't get the kids in there, like just
yeah.
put Wesley and James in there trying to baby proof. And then like that they end it by just being like, we gotta call John. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we need that. We just need, I don't know. I'm so curious to see the cold opens that they come up with. Like, I really am.
Mhm.
But yeah, we need to see James and Wesley. At least Wesley, but I would love to see James in one too.
Mhm.
And Bailey. I mean, if we're talking about like other side kind of characters that we would like to see, I would like to see Bailey in a cold open
Mhm.
and Tamara too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. So,
Mhm.
do we have any other notes for this episode? I can't believe
Yeah,
that we're wrapping up episode 96.
I know.
That's insane.
I mean, I'm excited just to see if like you've been saying, just to see everything that comes for
Yeah,
season 6. Hopefully we'll get the promo.
a new promo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they've kind of been like trying to sneak in like new parts of the
Hmm.
season and like the promos that they've been releasing. But I'm
Yeah.
also like at some point they all kind of blend together, so I don't really know what
Yeah.
was shared before and what wasn't. So,
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be like something that can like tide us over through
yeah.
through February.
Yeah. But like hopefully we'll get sneak peeks like leading up to it. I mean, the rookie's been pretty good about that, but
Yeah. I just
I
hope
don't
they
know.
post to Twitter more. Like, because
Yeah.
what about their live tweets? Like, you gotta do live tweets.
Surely they'll do live tweets.
I
Surely they
hope
will.
so.
Surely they will. I don't know. They've been like MIA on Twitter. Like they went in and changed their banner and
Hmm.
like profile photo to
Yeah.
like match the new branding. And then they just like ditched the Twitter page again. So I
Yeah.
don't know. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, anyways, you guys can find us on Twitter at the Shop Talk Pod underscore or email us at shoptalktherookiepodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts. You can find us individually on Twitter as well. I'm at jstark804.
And I'm at Carrie Hyman.
And we're also on TikTok at the Shop Talk Podcast underscore. I mean, it's going. Yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say besides it's going. So, we're
Hmm.
gonna take a little hiatus next week. But we'll be back February 8th with an
Hmm.
episode where we're gonna talk about the love languages for each rookie character. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on like each character's love language. If you think that they would have multiples, if you think that there's one where like they scream that language more than others. Like I feel like Lucy's
Yeah.
is word of affirmation, but I'm
Hmm.
sure she could fall into like a bunch of different buckets with those. So yeah, let us know via Twitter or email. And yeah,
Hmm.
we'll go ahead and talk about those. But yeah, until then. We'll talk to everyone on February 8th. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Go get him, boo.